Hey, what's up, everyone? Christian Chasmer here. A lot of people have been asking me about time management, how to manage your time, how to get more things done within the day. So I'm just going to create a video on how to manage your time, how to protect your time, and how to make sure you're being the most efficient with your time so you're not wasting your time. One of the big ways that I do that is by running my life through Google Calendar. So you can see that right here. I have my hours blocked off on Google Calendar, and I usually do an hour by hour. So most of my day is going to be pretty structured out, and I'll actually throw a to-do list on top of my Google Calendar. So if I want to get something done here, let's say that's write a blog post, I will actually just throw that right in here. Or if it's responding to emails, I will throw that right in my Google Calendar. So I use my Google Calendar, one, because it's extremely easy to create events with other people. It's very movable. I can just click and drag things. So one, it's user-friendly, but two, it allows me to be extremely intentional with my time. So the point of creating an hour by hour for your days is not to be extremely rigid, right? It's not to say, I need to do this, and I need to do this, and if I don't do these things, I'm not good enough, or this day sucked. The point of it is to be very intentional with your time so you're not wasting your time and you're focusing on the things that matter. Now, if I have something I am wanting to do, but I don't necessarily get it done, let's say right here on this Tuesday, I don't get to writing a post in the morning. Something comes up that's way more important, a client call or something. I'll simply just drag that down and find another time for it to work. But the point of this is that instead of just creating a huge to-do list, I'm actually scheduling when I'm doing these things. So it makes me a lot more efficient, and it also allows me to just automatically schedule my days based on the things I want to get done. And then obviously you want to prioritize on top of that what are the most important things you want to do. So on top of this hour by hour, I use a method called deep work. Where I'm actually going to block off certain periods of time and do what's called deep work. So you can see my Thursdays and Fridays are deep work days, and then my Wednesdays are usually blocked off from meetings all day. So I can focus on the most important work I need to do. You know, what's your one thing that you're focusing on this quarter? Or what is the biggest, most important thing that you can dive into? Maybe that's writing a book. Maybe that's doing a certain part of your business. Maybe it's building systems. Whatever that is, you can use this. We call it deep work. We call it bunker time at my company, where I'm literally from 8 to 11 on Thursdays and Fridays. I'm putting my phone away, putting it in the drawer. I'm closing Slack. I'm not checking email, and I'm just getting work done. So the deep work allows me to have automatic times in my schedule to focus on the most important things, because what happens in life is the whirlwind happens. We have this big initiative, right? We want to create a vivid vision for our company, or we want to write that book, or we want to do something else that's extremely important. But then all the day-to-day stuff starts getting to you, and you start kicking the can down the road. You're like, all right, I'll do that tomorrow. Okay, I'll do that tomorrow. Or you try to find 15-minute spurts here and there in between meetings, and that never works. It's proven scientifically that you need at least 20 to 30 minutes to start getting into a mental state where you can get into deep work. So that means if you're trying to squeeze in 15 minutes here, 30 minutes there, you're actually not doing your best work during those time periods. So what deep work and bunker time allows you to do is get into that deep flow and that deep state without any interruptions. Even if you have a phone on the table and it buzzes, it actually will take your attention away from the project enough to knock you off course for about 10 to 20 minutes in terms of your mental flow. So it's actually really important to put the phone away, to put everything away that can distract you, and just get down to business. So we got our hour by hour, and we got our deep work sessions. Another thing that I do to protect my time is I have a hard stop. So every single day, my last time working is at 6 o'clock. After 6 o'clock, I am done working. Some days that's even 5:30 or 5 o'clock, depending on what's going on. But usually I never work past 6 o'clock. And that always raises a lot of eyebrows when I say that, but the reason why I started doing that was I was getting really stressed, getting overwhelmed. I was working till 1 a.m. in my business, and we were hitting huge amounts of walls, and I was burning out. And if the leader burns out, the team usually burns out shortly after. So I realized I needed to change things. And when I implemented the hard stop and said, okay, I'm not going to work past 6 o'clock, the business really started to take off. I started to get re-energized. I was giving myself the rest I needed. I was able to focus on other things like working out or my health or my friends or my family. And when you start focusing on those things, it makes your work that much better because you're now not feeling guilty. You're feeling more rejuvenated, re-energized. You can really focus more on the work. Another thing that this does is when you give yourself that hard stop, what you're doing is making yourself get everything you need to get done within a certain window, right? So when you only have a certain amount of time to get things done, you're going to get things done during that window. So it actually makes my workday that much more efficient. The whole thing is when you're saying, okay, I want to get this done. Actually, I can do that later, and then later, and then later. And you wind up doing all these things at 10 at night, midnight, and you're burnt out. But when you force yourself not to do that, you will get all that stuff done during the day. So the hard stop has really been one of the best things that I've implemented in my life. And when I can use the hard stop, the hour by hour, and the deep work, it's really been life-changing for me. It's helped me a ton, get a lot more done in the same amount of time without burning out. Another weird thing that I do for Google Calendar users who really like checking things off the list is I'll go back to the day right now that I'm currently on. I actually mark green when I get things done on my list. So you can see on the screen here that it's Friday, obviously. I'm going over my allotted time for this video. Oh well. And every time I get something done during the rest of the week, I'll actually just right click on it and then mark it green for finished. And if I don't get something done, I'll mark it red as well. So that kind of just gives me that little dopamine hit. It shows me what I'm getting done over the weekly basis. And it's just a nice way to kind of clean up the Google Calendar going forward as well. So that's that. That's how I manage my time and keep my time pretty sacred. Another thing that I do on top of the Google Calendar and the time blocking is meeting links. So I have meeting links set up to where people can schedule certain times during my day where they can talk with me or meet with me or talk to me about my business. And what those meeting links do is it allows me to, one, avoid that whole back and forth between are you available this day, are you available that day, and that just kills time and efficiency. So one, it gets rid of that. Two, it allows the person to book a time that works for them. So that's always nice. And three, it allows me to protect my time even further. So people who are on my phone link cannot book a call with me during my deep work time. They can't book a call with me before noon on certain days. So without having to say no, no, I can't work during this time because of etc., it allows me to just have it automatically right in there, buffered that they can only call for these certain periods of time. So that helps me protect my time a lot too. So that's it. It's the Google Calendar and the hour by hour. It's the deep work. It's the hard stop. And then it's meeting links. And that's really how I protect my time and work time management into the crazy world that we have and stay consistent with everything from work to family to health to relationships. Awesome. Thanks. Have a great day.